You're most welcome. Thank you for coming to our home.
Thank you. Welcome to our home.
Our humble home. It's called Norton Manor.
Thank you, Mr. Frank Islam, for giving us time here. So tell us about your journey from Shah F. Islam of Aligarh and Azamgarh to Frank Islam of Potomac, Maryland.
Well, thank you very much for taking your time to talk to me. I was born in Azamgarh, which is the eastern part of the India, and then I grew up at Aligarh, and I went to school at Aligarh Muslim University. I never lost love of Aligarh. Aligarh shaped my history and my journey and my story and determined my destiny. This principle have always guided me throughout my life during the time of calm or the crisis. It is indeed a true treasure. It's a precious possession. It has empowered us. It has enabled all of us, and Aligarh gave me the education. My days at Aligarh were wonderful, and I still nourish and cherish those days of Aligarh. They were sometimes so chaotic, but it was filled with charms, cheers, changes, and challenges. After I grew up in a middle-class family, so those are the values that and the core belief that I got from Aligarh University. But it's America that has provided me the latest opportunity to succeed. It's America's kindness and generosity that gave me the opportunity to become a successful entrepreneur. So after Aligarh, I came to the United States at the age of 15. A professor who went to Aligarh Muslim University gave me the chance, the opportunity for me to come to America, to cross the Atlantic Ocean, to realize the American dream. And I got the educations at Aligarh Muslim at the University of Colorado. I got my bachelor's and master's degree, and I always wanted to be a business owner. But in order for me to get to have the ownership of a business, I needed to get some experience. So I worked for 2 information technology companies, so that gave me the knowledge and the skills and experience and the real world grounding to become a successful entrepreneur, so that I can take a risk. And then in 1994, I purchased a company called QSS Group Incorporated for $45,000. With the help of my staff, I was able to grow that company from 1 employee to several thousand employees, from $45,000 to $300 million per year. So when I say how I became successful, it's not me, it's all of us, it's the we who made it happen. So success in business is team sport. Then I sold my business in 2007 to Pro Systems Corporation. That gave me the financial independence to start my foundation, which focuses on art, education, and culture. And also, I'm concentrating mostly right now what I consider sharing and giving back. And it's much more rewarding to give back than making money, than all the money that I made in business.
So once you came into this country with nothing in your pocket.
$15 in my pocket.
Oh, wow.
Long years ago.
So Mr. Islam, we share a last name. I just realized.
Yes, we share a last name. You know what it stands for? Peace.
Yes, exactly. And talking about peace, you invested a lot of money in the peace efforts around the world, and you invested money in the United States Institute of Peace. Tell us about that.
I'm always reminded and guided by the words of President John F. Kennedy, who said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." So I achieved the American dream, as you talked about it, just not because of me, by the help of my colleagues, my friends, my relatives, my wife, my professor. So giving back is not a philanthropy, it's an investment, and it's the repayment of that loan. I feel it is my responsibility to give back so that I can create the next generation of philanthropists. My fondest hope and expectation is that the investment that I have made in an individual and organization, they will in turn make the investment in others, and that will make my investment sustainable. And one of the criteria that I use the investment in the philanthropy are giving as a philanthropist is to give a helping hand, hands up, not a handout.
Like you invested a lot of money in Aligarh, and you also affiliated with so many educational institutes in the US?
Education is a gift. And education, as you know, is very critical because it's opportunity creator and it's a bridge to the future. It also a pivot point. Education I consider as a pivot point because of the fact that it's a gift that keeps on giving. It empowers the mind, it uplifts the soul. Education is the best investment that you can make to create the next generation's innovators, leaders, and entrepreneurs. And it's the education that brought me to this country. So your question with regard to my other part of the foundation that focuses on art and culture, I'm always reminded by the words of President Kennedy and also in art, which said the art nourishes the roots of our culture. Art plays a pivotal role in inspiring, in connecting the communities. Also, art transcends all boundaries and also is a unifying and healing power. One of the things about education that I wanted to make sure that I wanted to convey that to the people is much more important to empower education, giving the economic mobility to the people who are underprivileged, who are socially economic disadvantaged, who are less fortunate. And if we empower them with education, they will do the wonders. If they succeed, we succeed, the world succeed, and they can change the landscape of the world. And we embody the American dream. And also my wife and I are uniquely blessed. And that's the reason we invest in philanthropy. That's the reason we gave money to the Aligarh Muslim University. I talked about the Aligarh shaped India, India shaped Aligarh. Aligarh is a beacon of hope and aspirations and dream. So I'm very delighted that we made investment at Aligarh Muslim University to build this school, because this will help the students to be part of the 21st century workforce, so they can get employment, they can have economic mobility, so they can help the others, especially the people who are underprivileged, and also they focus on innovation and entrepreneurship, and those are very important part of that. My fondest hope and expectation is that the investment that I have made in Aligarh Muslim University to the students is that they will in turn make the investment. And not only that, the Aligarh students has always been our best hope. They are the dreamers, but the doers. They're strong, they're vibrant, they're resilient, their best days are ahead of us, not behind us. It's my way of saying thank you and keeping the hope alive.
So you went to Aligarh, and Aligarh is known for Urdu. So how good is your Urdu? Let's hear that. आपकी उर्दू कैसी है?
हमारी उर्दू अच्छी नहीं है, लेकिन मिजाज लखनवी ने कहा है कि ये रात हंस के कहती है किसी में खाने में चल, फिर किसी लाला शहनाज रुख काशाने में चल, ये अगर मुमकिन नहीं तो ए दोस्त किसी वीराने में चल. So those are things that still reminds me about Aligarh. Aligarh has always been a center for literature and art and culture, and they have not only shaped India, they shaped the world. So my Urdu is not that great. But I did recite the Mijaz Lakhnawi, who was my favorite poet and continues to be.
And you're also investing in or giving help to efforts in regards to arts and culture. And what's the vision behind that? You're promoting art and culture, especially South Asian art and culture in the US.
Well, I think it needs to be promoted because of the fact that there are not that many people in this country who nourish and nurture and have a good knowledge and experience in terms of the understanding of the Bollywood. And I'm mostly more interested in not the glitz of the Bollywood, but also the film festival that focuses on the people of the people's story, and the art, as you know, advances the social causes, and it is, as I said before, it is a unifying and healing power. Talk about my investment is not only in India, in education, as you probably would know that I'm a board of members for many, many education institutions in the United States, Marymount University, American University, University of Maryland, as well as Johns Hopkins University. So we provide the financial contribution to this university for the students who have financial hardship. And education, it's a great thing to invest in the United States in education institution, but the need is greater in India. And I want to use education as a tool to propel not only individuals, but to propel those who are socially, economically disadvantaged, and so that and especially those underprivileged, and especially the Indian Muslims, and give them our hand, our hope, and our help to the 200 million Muslims in India who are forgotten, who are less fortunate, and who are voiceless. And if we give them letters opportunity to succeed in economic mobility, empower them with education, they will do the wonders. And not only that, they can change the landscape of the world.
Coming from India as an immigrant and settling down in America as a Muslim as well, did you face any hurdles, any problems in your journey?
Okay, well, I have not faced any discrimination. Let me turn around and ask you a question. How many people with my background and belief have achieved this status and success in America? So I would say none. So America gave me the opportunities, and I would say that they have not felt the discriminations at all in this country. But there are people in America and their attitude and behavior towards Muslims, for that matter, towards the minorities, is a patchwork quilt. It's a work in progress, and so to answer your questions, I always believed in it, that if you work hard, you can achieve your American dream, regardless of your caste, creed, religion, race, background, or belief. And I still continue to believe that, and because of this very inclusive and open society. When the society is inclusive, it can do wonders. It can give you the opportunities.
Anything that you want to say to Muslim youth around the world, or youth in general, who aspire to be successful, who want to achieve that American dream that you have achieved successfly?
Well, I want them to achieve the success. I want them to be inspired by my story, my journey, and I want them to know that their best days are ahead of them, not behind them. I want them to know that keep on working, but get a good education, but when you're successful, do well, but do good also, and give a helping hand to your community, and never forget your heritage and roots, and that's what I will tell them. When I came to this country, I did not know that I'll be as successful today. But the Aligarh educations and the education at the University of Colorado gave me the building block to be an entrepreneur and to become successful. But this is not what I wanted in my life in terms of success. It's nice to have the financial independence and success, but helping others and making a positive difference in people's life, and also creating a many frank Islam is more important to me, and those are my family's finest tradition, and those have been the guiding principle since I was young. And my parents have always taught me about giving and sharing. So, and that's more important to me than anything else in my life.
What was your role model when you were growing up?
My role model was John Fitzgerald Kennedy, President Kennedy, who was not just a politician, but he promoted peace, he promoted art, he promoted culture, he promoted education. He also promoted and believed that you can make a positive difference in people's life. And you remember the quote of President John F. Kennedy about philanthropy, to whom much is given, much is expected. He also quoted about the art, and he said the art nourishes the roots of our culture. So, and those are still a very important part of my life, President. And he also inspired all of us to give back, but also inspired all of us to be engaged. He inspired all of us to serve our country, our community. So he was my role model, and it continues to be my role model. But I would also say there are two other people who have been beacons in my life. and those have been Mahatma Gandhi, who was the father of India, as well as Martin Luther King. Both believe very strongly and firmly in the nonviolence and the peace. And I would like to owe them a sense of gratitude because they have been an important part of my life as well. As a Muslim American, I think we have done very well economically, but we don't really have a clout in politics. So it's important for me to be engaged in politics. To talk about the U.S. Institute of Peace, we have committed about $1 million to U.S. Institute of Peace because we believe in their mission. And their mission is the nonviolent prevention of the conflict and conflict mitigation. And they also engage in transitioning to peaceful and stable democracy. And they also involved in the curbing the extremism, the violent extremism all around the globe. And they have made a positive difference in people's lives, and they have saved a lot of lives. So my investment in U.S. Institute of Peace is also because of my faith. As a Muslim, I treasure my faith. And my faith tells me, and all the religions, is that that I have learned from my faith is that our religion teaches us to have a path to the peace and also path to the justice for all. And I've also learned as a Muslim that all of us are the reflection of God on the earth. And we have also learned there are just people doing the just thing. So the investment in the U.S. Institute of Peace is a just thing to do, in addition to what they do in terms of saving the people's lives and promoting peace and promoting the enduring peace, as a matter of fact.
So, Mr. Frank, being a successful Muslim, being a successful businessman, being a successful American, you want to give any message out to the youth, the people who are listening to you, who are aspiring to be as successful as you are, or want to achieve the American dream that the world talks about?
The question that I will say to all of them, the people who are watching this show, that be the best you can be, and do well, but do good, and also be a lifelong learner. Never give up, and when you're successful, help others to succeed. And when you're successful, you also make investment in others to succeed. And also you should be reminded and guided by the values of our Muslim community and the greatness of the community, which is equality, compassion, caring, dignity, tolerance, and the respect for the others. I will also say to them, to the Muslim youth, that they never be frightened of your future. You can build your future, and future is built on planning. But when you succeed, help create the next generations of the entrepreneurs and leaders, and also be a change agent. I will also tell them that what I believe very strongly and firmly believe, that if you aim high, if you work hard, you should be able to achieve your dream. You should be able to stay ahead and get ahead. And there's no religion, no race, no country, no civilization has a monopoly on wisdom. Wisdom belongs to all. Everybody, all the people in the world.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Islam, for giving this time. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.